Alright, what's up guys? Alright, so this is my video of the wicking and the coiling on the Zeus Dual RTA. So I've already gone ahead and put the coils in. This way it's not a long video and I'm in you guys' ear all day. So as you can see with this, I took the coils and I like to put them low on the deck. As you can see, they're pretty low and you can see them through the bottom. See if I can get this to focus. Alright, you can see them through the bottom of the air vents there. That's pretty much where they should be sitting. As low on the deck as you can go without actually touching the bottom of the deck. And if you notice, I also do have them spaced out and kind of in this little indentation here. And I think that's where most of the flavor comes from, personally. Most people like to put these two coils close together, and I think that's causing a lot of problems when it comes to flavor. So I think your best bet is to space them out a little bit, put them in that little ring right there, and you should be all set there with flavor. So we'll get on to the most important part that everybody seems to have a problem with, is the wicking. So I've gone ahead and already cut my cottons. I don't use that much cotton, usually about the width of the coil itself. So go ahead and just wick your coils and we'll get that going. It's hard to do because I'm trying to do it through the camera, which is not working. Okay. Alright, there's one. Spin this around. Now you want this cotton to be in there pretty tight, in the coil pretty tight, because if not you'll get a lot of spit back and that's not really what you want. So make sure they're in there pretty tight. And I'm just going to move this to my other little holder here so it makes it a little easier to handle. Okay. So now this is the most important part. You want to cut your wicks. I usually measure it, the way I measure it is I'll hold it to the side and then I'll cut it just about at the top of this S here. Pretty much there. This way it has enough room. That might actually be a little bit too much, but we'll cut the other side first. And then the same thing on this side would be to the Z. This way they can get into the well and you're all set. Now this to me is the most important part, that everybody makes a mistake and you end up having dry hits. So what I do is I cut my cotton into a V like this. And I'll do that on both sides. And once you have it, just stick it into your wells. I don't know where my tweezers are. Hold on. I'm here somewhere. Here we go. So I'll go ahead and I'll stick them into the wells. And there you go. Now, when you're done with this process, the best thing to do is make sure you can still stick either your tweezers in to the whale well with the cotton. If you can't do that, you know you have too much cotton. But if you can stick it in there and not have any resistance, because the cotton will expand once liquid gets put in there. So you want to make sure you can put something in there so when it has room to expand. If you can do that, you're good to go. I feel that's the biggest mistake right there. And that V shape kind of helps it because it kind of thins it out and it's able to, you know, wick the whole thing. And that's pretty much it. Now, of course, you know, give your cotton a nice little comb out. I didn't comb mine out because I will re-wick this later on. I'm not actually using it. I'm using a different RTA. So just give it a little comb out, and then, like I said, cut it into that V shape. Once you cut it into that V shape, you're good to go. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want, after you have it all set, of course, throw a little liquid on there, get them soaked up, and then go ahead and put it back together. Now, best thing to do is don't fill this up with fluid. You're not going to want to fill this thing up with fluid because what happens is you'll end up drowning out your build deck, and then you'll just be sucking up liquid, you know, until it's all gone, and it's kind of So best thing to do, I've noticed, is you got to get that vacuum seal going. So close it up, fill it just enough so you don't get any dry hits. Put a little bit of fluid in the tank, vape on it for 5, 6, 7 times just to get that vacuum seal in the tank itself. Once you get that vacuum seal, you're good to go. Go ahead and fill it up and enjoy. You know, after that, you shouldn't have any problems with dry hits or anything like that. And that's pretty much it. So I hope this little video helps you guys out. I know after watching other people's review, they don't cut that V, and they end up, you know, having dry hits, or it's not wicking properly, or they're drowning out their deck. You want to be able to have a little tiny bit of space once that cotton is in there, because the liquid needs to get up in there, and your cotton expands once it's got liquid on it. So cut it into a V, and you guys should be all set. And the coil placement, I cannot tell you enough. The coil placement is huge with the Zeus Dual when it comes to flavor. Like I said, put them in that into that air slit, and as low to the deck as you can without touching. That's where mine are placed. You can see that they pretty much half of the coil is in the air vent, half is above it. So that's pretty much it. So I hope this video helps you guys out, and enjoy the rest of your night and day. Peace.